disruption, whenever an incumbent, which is a large enterprise, who has created a lot of value in the past, but now is starting to plateau on innovation and focus on collecting a lot of economic rent and make it a high switching cost for folks that are using that platform, that's when disruption happens. What has worked in the past will never work in future. Almost never will work in future. It has to evolve and change, right? So that's why Microsoft actually disrupted themselves. Every tool that you had as a software is a tool that can be used as a service, and behind the scenes, all the data is accessible and shareable across platforms. So for instance, if you do the implementation right in Azure, you can have your Outlook integrated with Teams, integrated with your collaboration platform, and you do not lose data, and you do not spend a lot of time double entering data in different applications and trying to find data. Back in the day, in 2008, we did a lot of good implementations till about 2014. We are just becoming a contingent workforce company where if someone has a need, they'll come to us, we will have few people work on it, and then we'll move on. That's not the business we wanted to be in, because we can never beat the big companies in their game. So what we thought is, let's slow down and then we will speed up. So we spent about 2 years from 2014 in building reusable platforms on Azure. And this worked out really well for us because Azure investments picked up from Microsoft around that same time frame. So we built reusable components so that when we are doing implementations, we do not start from scratch, nor do we give them an out-of-the-box solution that the clients have to fit their processes into. And that's the fine balance we wanted to hit. The other side of this has a lot of risk. This is where it's 100% tailored to your organization, but you do not have anything reusable. You are building everything from scratch. You are having to drive requirements. This has a lot of high risk, high cost, and it takes a lot of cycle time to get to a product that makes sense for the enterprise. So platform as a service is the strategy that we took. Every time there is an implementation, there is something called a server-side pagination that you have to do to make sure that the performance is good. And every time you do that, it takes two to 3 months to do that. We have built a platform. This is just an example on how we are innovating in platform as a service, that you do not need to spend the 3 months on that. You can spend on design thinking and UX workflows to make sure we are creating value for the client rather than trying to figure out the technology behind it, because the platform or the Lego set is already there. And that's a stark difference between what we are trying to accomplish and what others have done in this.